There's a tweet that came out, this one right here, where Oscar says, pre-run with Floyd, Ryan wants Haney. Post-run with Floyd, Ryan wants Rolly. Golden Boy has worked with Ryan Garcia since he turned pro, and together...
This is my problem with Oscar. Stop going to the media and bashing Floyd. There's no reason.
Have made him the biggest draw in boxing. We will make it with Rolly into a huge event like we always do. Floyd, if you want to give Ryan the secret to defense in the ring, that's great. Other than that, if you're still a promoter, like it says here, F off. So is this... did you guys address this together when you're talking with Oscar?
No, he just did that because he was mad. At the end of the day, Floyd's influential. It's a normal conversation you have with people. So why don't you try to go get a bout, and then fight Haney for a bigger unification? So it makes more sense, and you bring bigger. There's more at stake. I was like, I don't know, Floyd. Like, I gave the people my word, and Floyd said, well, things change, And he gave me like a little. I'm gonna just keep it short and simple. And I was like, all right, Floyd. Like, I look up to Floyd a lot, and I really do love him, and that's why I went out on a limb to like defend him online when I didn't really have to, because I genuinely know he has a big heart.
Floyd.
Huge heart. Authentic, huge heart. Does he like money? Yes. But he also loves blessing people. And he tries his best. So me and Floyd have gotten close, and I really value that relationship. He actually just called me. He just FaceTimed me right now. I can FaceTime him right now. My phone's not even on. I would have FaceTimed him on this podcast. Can we find me a charger?
Let me get your charger here.
Yeah, I'll FaceTime him right now.
There you go.
We'll have Floyd Mayweather on this podcast real quick.
What's the biggest difference between the two? What's the biggest difference between the two? Between him and Oscar? Since you're spending time with them. Like, in the corner.
Oscar is getting to the point where he's being his truest self, goofy, crazy, and whatever he wants to be, and just kind of trying to be living in truth. Floyd's always been living in truth. He's real as it comes. That's the difference, I would say. Yeah.
Strategically, are they both strategic same levels? There's a different level of strategy.
I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody.
Got it. And when you the reason why I asked the question is because you're sitting there, you're saying, Floyd is giving counsel to Gervonta on what the size of, the ring should be, and, these clauses you got to put in, and hydration and all this other stuff. In the business world, this is kind of like when you sell the business and you get the right counsel, somebody will say, hey, be careful with the length of non-compete. Okay, and how long do you want to keep you on as CEO? What's the amount of stocks you're taking? Are you taking stock or cash up front? You take stock, that company drops, you're not going to make a lot of money. It's too risky. Make sure you have a lot of cash up front and you only leave a little bit. There's all these things that come. Is that the relationship that you have with Oscar, where Oscar is negotiating for you and telling you what things to be looking out for? Or is that kind of like the role Floyd is playing?
It's more like Floyd. That sounds like Floyd.
Got it. Oscar's
more of like a... He's strategic, but in his own way. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go too deep in it because, like I told you, it's just two different type of strategies. One's like in your face, and one of them's like moving in silence and just destroying everything from the top. So you're going to... Floyd works in shadows.
Floyd works in shadows.
Yeah, he's in behind the scenes.
Got it.
More than you think.
Got it.
In this boxing game.
Got it.
And I hope I'm not giving too much information.
Recently, Oscar said something about, hey, Floyd can do whatever he wants to do, but you got to be careful with poaching. What is the poaching? How is poaching treated in boxing?
Like he's trying to act as my promoter, but Floyd is not. It's called being friends with somebody. Like, you could literally be friends with somebody. You know that, right? Like, you could give me counsel about a fight, and if I say, yo, Patrick Bet-David was like, yo, don't fight that guy right now. Fight this guy. Like, what are you doing? That's called friends.
But I would say, like, okay, if I can be direct with you, because for me, I look at you as a guy that I'm excited to see what you're going to do next 10 years. Like, you're going to entertain the world for 10 years, realistically. And we'd like to see you freaking kill it. To
the day I die.
Totally. But what I mean is specifically with this space, right? In every phase of your life is a certain space you're trying to conquer. Yeah. The current space you're in is boxing, right? So do you think for Oscar, like from your standpoint, do you think a part of it is, if you were to make a list of who probably would be Oscar's biggest enemy, I don't know if there's a bigger enemy for Oscar than Floyd.
It's so funny. They have a rivalry that goes decades.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, you know, even the fight between the two of them and what it was like and how Oscar fought and, you know, who's who and, you know.
Oscar had a lot of potential. I think Oscar just didn't reach his fullest potential.
Why do you think?
He let all the bullshit get to him. Like, this shit is bullshit. All the fame, all the money, the girls, all that is bullshit. There's only one purpose, and that's God. Whatever God's will is, no, that's the truth. I don't even think there's no side. Because at the end of the day, if you don't fulfill the will of God, what are you doing? Think about it. What are you doing? You're living for yourself. That's why you end up messing up. Because you're only living for yourself. So if you're out here doing all these crazy things, of course you're not going to do what you were supposed to do. He could have been probably the biggest fighter of all time. The way he almost did beat Floyd, even though he put all those clauses on Floyd, and that's where Floyd learned it from.
Wow, so Floyd learned the clauses from Oscar.
Yes, and then he took the torch and took it to a whole nother level. Think about it. Watch the fight. Floyd had the biggest gloves on in the world. Go to a picture of them fighting. Look at his gloves and look at Oscar's gloves. I'm going to show you how this game is.
If you put the fight between two of them, see if you can find
Look
it.
at them gloves, bro. He got heavyweight gloves on.
So he got Floyd to get heavyweight gloves. So he negotiated Floyd having bigger gloves than him?
Yes.
Is that proven? Is that like documented?
Wait, hold up. I'm asking Floyd if I could call him.
It was a great fight, though.
Yeah, Oscar almost got that.
Yeah, Oscar did almost get that.
But Oscar did what Oscar do. He cannot finish the job. All his biggest fights he lost. Why? Because you cut corners. That's why you couldn't get over the hill. You only get over the hill when you do things that magnify your chances. Preparation is key. He must have been cutting corners because he could have won all those fights. Shane Mosley, Tito Trinidad, Floyd Mayweather. He had a chance to win all those fights, but didn't. You need to ask that question. Why? Because you're out there making mistakes. You know?
How much? So I called a few guys. I'm an LA kid, right? I grew up in LA. And I grew up, my best friend's from Victor.
And by the way, I want to say, I love you, Oscar. It's not about that. I'm just trying to tell the truth.
But here's where I'm going with this. When I call my friends in LA, I mean, listen, we grew up watching Tito fighting Vargas. And we would have the best carne asada watching the fights. And Cinco de Mayo was like a legendary weekend. Everybody would be caught up in the boxing, all that stuff, right? How much you think do you think you're following more Oscar's footsteps? Do you think you're following more Mayweather's lineage of decisions being made or Canelo? What do you think? Or do you think it's...
I'm following Ryan Garcia's way.
And tell me that. Tell me more about that.
And that's trying to be as truthful as I can and as authentic as I can and not trying to do the bullshit that everybody's trying to do. Because I don't give a fuck about money.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.